Okay guys, so let's talk about Booleans and comparison operators. So Boolean was formulated by George Boole in 1847. All programming languages has Boolean. They have if statements, and Booleans are used by um, code to make decision, and it can either be true or false. So I will I would like you to come to this to the documentation. I'm going to put the link here. I'm going to put the link here. So just come here and read more about Boolean before you continue. So, and after you are done with it, then you can go on. And let's go to our code and let's just jump straight into the code. Let's create a file, the JavaScript file, and and include it in our HTML file. So let's save it, and I'm going to go to the file. So Boolean is, it can be either true or false. So that's Boolean. And to check if we're going to be using the console, so console.log boolean 10 is greater than 8. Is 10 greater than 8? So it's going to tell us. Let's bring up our console now and let's load the page. So it's going to say true. Is 10, so 10 is greater than 8, but is 10 greater than, okay, let me just pick that there. But is 10 greater than 80 or 70? So it's going to say false. So that is how to check a statement quickly. So, and in Boolean, in the comparison operators, we have the operators like equals, I have mentioned before, greater than. I'm not going to talking more about this because I've mentioned it before. Less than, and less than or equal to, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to, and things like that. So, and again, I would like to say this: everything that has a value is true, and we can take that with, let me just use the shorthand boolean. Okay, let us define a variable here. Boolean num is equal to 3. Boolean num, okay, num, and closing brackets. Okay, so let's load the page. So true, it says true. It says true. It means any number that has a value is true. So it's true. But a number, a variable that doesn't have a value, let's check this. This doesn't have a value. Let's check if it is true or false. It is false. It means it does not have a value. So any number that does not have a value, it is false. So let's check another thing again. 0 is false. 0 is false in JavaScript too. 0 is false, and -02 is false, and 02 is false, and undefined is false. Undefined is false. Undefined is false. Null these things, they are false. Null, false itself is false, and not a number is false. Okay, so let's talk about the comparison operators. Comparison operators. The comparison operators, they are, I've mentioned this before, and this is double ampersand. The double ampersand, they are and. They are just and. That is and. And this one, the pipe, the double pipe is or. I've mentioned this before. And this exclamation mark, it is negation. So if you negate something that is false, it will become true, and if you negate a true, it will be true, it will become false. Let me just put the note here. Negation of true equal to false, and negation of false or anything that is false equal to true. So that's negation. So let's just do some examples with that. But before that, I would like to introduce you to conditional operators. So what are conditional operators? They are if statements. They are words that is used, conditionals. They are words that, they are the keywords that is used to make a decision, that JavaScript makes used to make decision. The if statement, the else statement, the if else, statement, or the else if statement, and the switch statement. I'm going to be talking about these three in this currently in this tutorial, and this one, the switch, I'm going to be talking about that one in the next tutorial. Okay, so let's talk about if statement is used to make decision. Let's say, okay, we are printing something in the console. Let's say var, okay, no, let's num2 equal to 18. Okay, let's also say age equal to 18. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then console, I want to log something in the console. You are an adult. It means if the age is 19, 20, or anything greater than 18, and if it is 18 itself, then it is going to say you are an adult. Now let's test that out. You are an adult. Okay, now let me explain the else. The else statement means that what if the user's age is less than 18, if it is 17. Let's reload the page. It's not going to do anything. Now the else statement tells it the other options to do if the condition is not met. Then it's going to say you are not an adult. Else you are not an adult, because the first if statement was not met, so it will fall back to the other ones. You say you are not an adult. Okay, now the else if goes before the else, the final else. So the else if comes after the if statement, the normal if statement, and this is how you write it. Else if, so the final else will now be after the curly brace, the closing curly brace of the if statement. And let's say else if the age is greater than or equal to 16, then just log it. You are about to be an adult. Let's save it and let's go check it out. You are about to be an adult. Now let's change the age to like 12. Okay, you are not an adult. Okay, so because the age is not 18, it will check, it will now go again. Else if, it will now execute, it will now come to this block, it will now check here that is the age greater than, since the age is not greater than or equal to 18. Okay, let me check, is the age greater than or equal to 16? Oh no, it's not greater than or equal to 16. Then it will now come back to the last else. Okay, since the two conditions here they are not met, then it will now come here and execute it. You can have multiple else if. You can say that else if, I'm just going to come, else if age is greater than or equal to 12, then log you are preparing to be an adult. So let's see, you are preparing to be an adult. Now I'm going to explain the ampersand and the or. Now the ampersand, for the ampersand, it says, and let me just leave some space here so that it's going to be clear. Okay, so the ampersand means and. If age is greater than 18 and age is less than 25, you say, okay, you are, okay, is less than 35, that's young adult. You are a young adult. Okay, else if age is greater than or equal to 16 and age is less than or equal to 17, then it's going to execute this block. And this one, the or, you say or age is equal to, the equal to is equal to double equal to. If age is equal to null, then just print it also that you are about to prepare, you are preparing to be an adult. Now let's set it to 27. Let's set the age to 27. You are a young adult. Now let's set it to null, to empty string. You are preparing to be an adult. So let me explain it. It says, okay, it's going to come here. Is the age greater than 18 and less than 35? No. Is the age greater than 16 and less than 17? No. Is the age greater than 12? No. Or age equal to empty string? So if any of this is true, it will execute this. And the and is if both of them are true. If only both of them are true, then it will execute this. If any of them is false, then it will not execute it. You just go on to the next thing. So that is conditional statement. I hope you understand. And if you have any questions concerning conditionals, just feel free to ask me in the comments section.